Hello everyone. So fall has arrived to Sweden, and I always say that growing up here, I forgot what it felt like when fall came. It is like you are having these beautiful warm days, and then one morning you're coming out early in the morning to either taking the kids to school or I'm going for a run, and you realize it's actually a little bit nippy, it's a little cold, and you have to go back in and grab a sweater or a jacket. Anyway, I love fall, so I'm looking forward to it because in San Diego we do have fall, but not in the same way as here. In fall, I find is one of my favorite season. It's beautiful, but the days are still beautiful, and we're still so enjoying being outside a lot, taking our walks along the water here where we live. Still working in the garden. You can see my garden in the back there. It's still producing. Little signs that the fall is here is also that the tomatoes are not ripening very much. We're starting to just have a lot of green tomatoes. And if you haven't seen my video about what we do with the green tomatoes, go check that out. There will be a link in the description. So we have been doing a lot of foraging. God, that is such a hard word for me to say. Foraging. So we are picking berries. We're picking blueberries. We're picking blackberries. It's all growing around here. There are apple trees and elderberries. And rose hips, of course, rose hips. We love picking rose hips, and we actually make puree that we use for making rose hip soup during the winter. It's filled with vitamin C, or we make tea. And the blueberries, our season is, of course, really fun. The kids so enjoy being out picking blueberries and filling our freezer with goodies to have for the whole winter, and making jams and stuff like that. Also, I'm spending a lot of time harvesting things from this garden, but also from the common garden that we have here in the apartment building. So, pickling and making jams and baking and stuff like that. It's part of this whole fall thing. For me, it is to, spend as much time as outside as possible when it's not raining. We're getting a lot of more rain, you can tell, and I love the rain, but obviously we're not outside in the rain as much as we are when it's not raining. But that means that we're spending more time inside, reading books, playing games together as a family, watching a movie together, but also, like I said, doing a lot of preserving, freezing, making jams, making syrups, and drying food for the winter. It feels like when you're in Sweden and when you're Swedish, I have this little gatherer in me. I have to gather. I'm like a squirrel. I have to gather to prepare for winter. And it's been really fun because when we're walking around in just the park that is right outside our apartment, there are a lot of wildlife. We run into fox, we run into deers. Liam and Noah both have run into deers, and they just walk in there calmly, and the boys have been just keeping the distance, obviously, and waiting for them to move along. We've seen a lot of rabbits and a lot of busy squirrels who are gathering. But with fall also has come colds. First set of colds. Yep, school started, colds came. Actually, it was tonsillitis we got, and then colds. So I'm actually going to make fire cider. Fire cider is a spicy, flavorful little drink that contains all these things like garlic and onions and turmeric and rosemary, everything that's actually will boost the immune system. I'm going to make it today. It is, like I say, maybe it's an acquired taste. Depends. I happen to like it, but it is really help. It helps with digestion. It helps to boost the immune system because of all these properties from the onions, from the garlic, and the turmeric, and the ginger, and rosemary, like I said, and lemon and orange. Anyway, so I take like a little shot of that every day to just boost the immune system and hope that that will help me withstand as many colds as possible. Now, I should point out I am not a health practitioner. I am not a doctor. This is just what I believe that will boost the immune system, plus eating healthy and washing your hands. Those things. But anyway, but for my husband, he doesn't really like the taste of it that much, so he dilutes it with a little bit of water to mellow it down. I also like to use this fire cider for base for. I add a little bit to soups. I add it also when I'm making dressings. So that's a good way of getting it into you. So anyway, let's make the fire cider, shall we? All right, so it's time, and I'm gonna make the fire cider. So for this, I'm using a jar, and it's really important not to have a metal jar because you don't want the apple cider to come in contact with the metal. You can use a plastic one, or if you don't have one of these, just put a parchment paper or a cheesecloth in between, and that will protect it. So anyway, big jar. And we're going to be using apple cider vinegar. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the rest of these things. Okay, so we're going to be using orange and lemon, turmeric, garlic, jalapeno, happens to be the only jalapeno that grew in my garden, ginger, onion, maple syrup, and it's supposed to be fresh rosemary, but for some reason I couldn't find it. Not in the garden, not in the store. So I'm going to be using dried one, and then unfiltered raw apple cider vinegar. So all we're going to do is add all of this. And I wanted to say about the jalapeno, I removed the seeds because the seeds are the spicy part, and this is already going to be kind of spicy, and I'm trying to make it a little bit more kids friendly, a little bit nicer to my husband. So, but that's just how you feel. So, literally just filling it up to the top. Want all the vegetables and fruits to be covered, okay? All right, it's all filled up. Look at that. Doesn't it already look so delicious? And I wish you guys can smell it. It smells amazing. But little. So this is how I make my fire cider, and I can't wait for it to be done. It's already smelling so good. I'm gonna put the recipe in the description below, of course. And again, I'd love to hear from you guys. Give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you're on Instagram with us, keep following, because I'm gonna give some updates how this is going. Bye.